I went to the theatre a lot with my parents, who were theatre mad. The first thing that I very clearly remember is Bertha Waddle's Children's Theatre. They took my sister and me before my sister arrived, but both of us to see Bertha Waddle year in, year out. And I remember it very clearly, the little face appearing in the curtain and the voice saying, item, number, and we'd all holler along, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was fantastic, I loved it. But I know that I was taken to the ballet. I know that I was taken to the cinema. I know that I was taken to the theatre early on, the first year that I was at school. I was born in 1959, so it would be 1964, 5. I was taken to see Peter Pan, I think at the King's Theatre. And I mention all of these because I know, not that I remember, but I have been told that I participated without having been asked to participate from the audience in all of those shows. So it was only a matter of time before I could get on the stage myself. Because my parents were theatre daft, I saw a lot of things. I remember seeing The Chariot, the Stag and the Black Oil. At the Sits, I remember those fantastic performances in that. Billy Patterson, Johnny Bett, Alex Norton. I remember them, they were wonderful. And I felt watching those that something was shifting. I couldn't have said what, but I knew that it was very exciting, and I felt that it was, whatever it was that was shifting in the right direction. I was taken to the pantomime a lot as a kid, so I remember people like Ray Jeffries. I remember the great Stanley Baxter, of course, with the best legs in show business. More recently, some of the favourite things that I've seen are my friend Maureen Beattie in Liz Lochhead's Medea. I think that's an extraordinary performance that I don't expect to see a Medea that comes anywhere like that again in my life. And one of the things that I loved about it was that it walked the tightrope that's familiar to us in Scottish theatre, because we still have a much closer connection, I think, to our connection with variety than perhaps our cousins in the South do with theirs. That performance walked the tightrope between comedy and tragedy within the space of single words, which is wonderful and a very Scottish thing to do. Also, my friend Jennifer Black as Lady Macbeth at the Lyceum Theatre, a very elegant performance, beautifully economical. One of my favourite things I've ever seen was from a show that I was in. I wasn't on the stage at this point, I was watching from the wings. Kevin McMonagle singing Tom Leonard's version of My Way. That will never be bettered. And that was either in, I can't remember which of these shows it was, I was in them both, Tickleymans or The Pie of Damocles, written by the unholy conglomerate that was Liz Lochhead, Tom Leonard, Jim Kelman and Alistair Gray back in the 80s. In Scottish theatre, lots of things that I saw at the Tron, some of them not by Scottish practitioners or by Scottish theatre companies, but those all had a profound effect on me. I saw Steppenwolf there, I saw the Worcester Group there, I saw lots of things that came up just to do 1 or 2 nights in the South, and they all fed into the soup that I am today. Well, fortunately for all of us concerned, I want to do exactly what I am doing next, which is I'm going to do one of Alan Bennett's Talking Heads monologues. The one I'm doing is one of the ones that Patricia Routledge did so brilliantly when they were first performed on television. I'm going to be doing that in the theatre. A Lady of Letters is the one that I'm doing. And the character description at the top of the script is an ordinary middle-aged woman. And I want to do this not just because of the beauty of the writing, but because it is actually years since I've played someone who is entirely human, let alone ordinary. So that's quite a challenge to be getting on with. We'll see how I do with that, shall we? In my working life, I have done no Beckett, I have done no Irish drama, I have done no Greeks, I have done no Restoration. I sometimes wonder what I have been doing. I would like to do any or all of those before I get too old. I would like to have seen Sarah Bernhardt in Glasgow. I know that she played in the Pavilion. She's certainly in the Pavilion's own history of itself, but it's not specific about what she was doing and exactly when she was there. I know it didn't open until the early 1900s, and I know that she was in Glasgow in the 1880s because another Glaswegian who was keen to interfere, a bit like myself, famously interrupted one of her performances as Marguerite Gautier in The Dame aux Camélias, coming to her rescue, defending her from her lover who was angry with her. I would like to have seen her here in Glasgow. I would like to have seen Ellen Terry delivering the first of her 4 lectures on Shakespeare to the Ladies' Theatrical Guild in Glasgow in 1903. I'd like to have seen Chick Murray. I would like to have seen Tommy Morgan. I would really like to have seen Doris Droy, and there's a very particular reason for that, which is that my mum, who's been dead for a very long time now, really near the beginning of my so-called career, said to me, when you said you were going to be an actress, I hoped you would be an actress in the way that Judi Dench is an actress. What are you? Doris Droy. She said it with love and respect for Doris Droy's body of work. I only know that the work of Doris Droy and her husband was described as not for the faint-hearted. So I would really like to have seen what exactly it was she was up to, so that I know precisely what it was my mother was talking about.